But yeah, no, I know. I was getting ready. I'm almost ready to start. I think it's almost time. Well, but wait. I think didn't you already press the stream button? Wait, it looks like it's already happening. You should be paying better attention, maybe. Well, I mean, I don't know. I got a lot on my mind. There's a lot to consider, a lot to think about. You know, even without all this sort of pressure to perform and do your best, play the right chord, say the right words, don't make anybody mad, you know. Don't forget about that deadline. You got a deadline coming up. Did you forget about it? Deadline. Deadline. Don't forget about your deadline, bro. You better do that thing you're supposed to do.
So yeah, it's another show. Welcome to the show that is this show. It's different than other shows in that it's it's happening right now. It's happening today, and right, who knows where the show will go. I think that's a big part of the show, not knowing what's gonna happen. I guess I should wish you a happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're feeling good about whatever that means to you. Maybe you have somebody to hang out with. Maybe you don't. Either way, I've been in both positions. Either way, it usually just kind of makes me feel bad. Almost more than many other holidays because there is all this pressure to do a thing when maybe you don't want to that day. Maybe you're just feeling kind of tired today, but it doesn't matter because it's Valentine's Day. You better go have fun, do cool stuff, and in general, just like take care of that other person, whatever that means to you, whatever that means to you. Um, so I guess before we get into the news, I'm just gonna slide these over here. Before we get in the news, I was looking at that particular article, which I remember hearing stuff about this day comes around every time of year on YouTube. But it's worth mentioning again because anything that's this widespread, this is obviously a global phenomenon, and anything like that is obviously going to be some twisted version of a half fake pretend truth that they sort of collected from various different cultures and ideas. And
back. I'm back.
What's up? What's up? Oh my god. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I guess that's what I get for using a Hackintosh. Or I guess, yeah, my system is definitely not battle tested, professional grade. But it looks like we got sound back. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me. Just you know, maybe you left the stream, maybe you didn't, but I appreciate you anyways. We got keyboard sounds. Looks like we got all sorts of sounds going on. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how much you guys heard. I had a whole cool thing I was doing here on Valentine's Day, just to celebrate the general feeling of the day, and how just your friendly reminder that as with all major holidays and things that are celebrated internationally, they are probably fake and just not really true. Looks like we're getting some thumbs up from the chats. Thanks for pointing that out to me, guys. I can't actually monitor my sound because there's a delay and it drives me insane, and I lose all ability to form words. But that's not really the point of the show. The point of the show is to talk about important things. So let's just scroll to the top real quick, guys. Right. So it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you have some sort of love in your life. And if not, then you're supposed to just feel real bad about yourself, right? That's the whole thing. Even in this holiday, I think this holiday more than any other one actually is sort of engineered to obviously make a little money, but also to put pressure and strain on your relationships, and also to make you more depressed if you are not in a good state with your personal relationships. So it's sort of like a lose-lose either way, but maybe that's a little too pessimistic. I don't know. You tell me what you're thinking. Yeah, but the day happened, obviously started a super long time ago, but we're told that it's based on this he's not a pope, he's a saint, on this Saint Valentine this was around a while ago. But it wasn't until Geoffrey Chaucer figured it out for us. Geoffrey Chaucer was like, bro, just think about the love. I like writing books. And then the day magically switched into courtly love, right? That day became associated with romantic love within the circle of Geoffrey Chaucer. And then there was a break, and then I guess by the 18th century, everything was exactly like it is these days, because that is just the general, that's a big part of the general narrative, that things just sort of lined up around this time, and yeah, whatever they were doing before, kind of a mess. Probably shifting all these dates around. But the part I want to focus on, just so I really get there, right? We're told at the beginning of this article, okay, we got the saint, we got some old dates. He fixed some sight of this person, and then it also like vaguely has something to do with epilepsy. I don't know what the epilepsy is doing in here, but it's definitely there. It's part of it. Right, but we're told that Geoffrey Chaucer he just got in the vibe. He was interested in this romantic aspect of the whole story. But if we scroll down, there's a supposed history, and I'm going to just cruise right past this. I mean, this is information that you can absorb if you so choose. But we get all the way to the bottom here, all the way towards I guess sort of the middle of the article, and we bring up this Lupercalia. Do I got a pronunciation thing here? And apparently this was an ancient, possibly pre-Roman. That's an interesting phrase here. Pre-Roman. So a lot of stuff that I hear around here these days is that the whole Roman Empire itself is sort of an amalgamation, faking of what really happened back then, and that there was a different and possibly multiple empires that have all been sort of lumped together under Rome itself, right? So and obviously there was stuff going on before Rome actually got started. So, who formed those traditions and had those worship sites and ideas, right? We didn't even get much information about there, but they were obviously very elaborate and advanced enough to develop things like these traditions, right? And so we're told that it's really all based on this thing. And I guess looper comes that the root of that word is like a wolf or something. It's always sort of in connection with werewolves and all that kind of stuff. And so that's my question. What is the connection to werewolves and Valentine's Day and love and all of that kind of stuff? But the point is, right, I guess they can't really make up their mind. Is it pre-Rome or is it Rome? I guess they were still doing it in Rome. So is it part of, right, is Rome the culture that was absorbed by this sort of nameless, faceless pre-Roman society? But it just so happens that, yeah, it was observed on exactly these same days. And it's an archaic rite connected to fertility. So I would think a ritual like this would go back super, super far. And obviously, we're here in sort of the springtime time. It is getting warmer, hopefully. At least not around here, but it's getting warmer. And it's right referencing all these other sort of traditional gods, Juno the purifier. And this is interesting, I guess. In 400, they abolished this thing, thinking that it was bad, and it got probably recombined and rebranded under the Catholic Christian banner. But in the end, it is still this basic sort of, who knows how old this tradition is? 100,000 years? 200,000 years? Hard to say. But definitely much older than I think any of us can really like grasp how long this tradition has been going on for. And just interesting to think of the connection to what was happening back then to what it's morphed into now. This sort of spend money on your loved one and find a good restaurant and maybe send some chocolate, greeting cards, all that kind of stuff. How it was, I don't know, it was probably much cooler back then, but I don't want to give the whole show to goddamn Valentine's Day because I don't know. That seems lame to me. So, looks like we're good with the sound, at least for now. Can I get some keys? Do we have any keys in the house? No keys in the house. Well, you can't win them all. Now, just, to our top story. Donald Trump is apparently obsessed with badgers, according to this new book. And, as with Valentine's Day or really anything, I would not trust anything coming from major sources. I would think that there's probably is a hint of truth, and that just like Valentine's Day, the actual
core nice idea gets co-opted and coerced
and somehow is generated into some sort of shame, guilt cycling, money making machine. So maybe he really is super obsessed with badgers. Maybe it's all fake lies. Maybe he signed off on the fake lies getting rolled out. Or something else. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it with this particular story. Daily Beast reporters say Reince Priebus was repeatedly asked about the rotund, hairy omnivores during briefings on healthcare and foreign policy. Now, I want to actually go over to the real full article because this is worth it. So that was my question. Who actually wrote this book? I guess these Daily Beast people were embedded, so there's a good chance this is all fake lies. Pretty actually good chance of them all being fake lies, but still, there might be something here. Over 2 pages, these Daily Beast guys explained that Trump would interrogate his former chief of staff about the black and white and gray creatures. The questions would arise at such opportune moments as when Priebus was attempting to brief the president on matters of healthcare initiatives. Quote, "Are they mean to people?" Trump reportedly asked Priebus, perhaps thinking of Badger's very long claws, which they used to dig the burrows that make their home, or are they friendly creatures? Trump would also demand to see photos of badgers and asked him to give details of how badgers, quote, work, and wanted to know if they had, quote, personality or were boring. And I mean, what this made me think of instantaneously was this classic 2011 internet video, which this is probably copy protected or whatever, so I'm not gonna actually play any of this video. But if you have not seen the crazy nasty ass honey badger in the original with this narration, it is I don't know, it's definitely a classic, mega classic of the internet. And in it we see a honey badger. So it sort of explains all of the questions that Trump is having here. And that for somebody that's pretty savvy and understanding of the internet, just sort of the idea that one wouldn't know about this video is kind of baffling to me. That somebody, right? It's, I don't know if you can see that it has almost 94 million hits, and so right, it's got merch. You can get a T-shirt. I guess the comments were too vile, so they turned those comments off. But this tells you everything you need to know about the badger and how awesome it is. And right, it's this sort of it falls into this constant thing here that we have with our Mr. President here, where right, he asks questions or does things that make him seem like a total fucking idiot, like he just doesn't actually even know how to suck in air and then blow it back out again. That he needs like a manual on how to just flow blood through his veins. But in reality, he actually knows that. And that's my question here. Wouldn't he know about the video and the honey badger and just in general how awesome badgers are? And if he didn't, I don't know. Would he really be spending like premium quality, like ruling the country time asking these questions? Because that's sort of what I'm getting to, that this whole article, this whole thing, as with so many things that involve politics these days, it almost seems like some psyop joke of itself, that they got together and be like, what's a classic thing on the internet? Oh, well, there's that honey badger video. Well, what if we wrote and made it seem like Trump was obsessed with the honey badger and didn't, he was just acting like he didn't know anything about badgers, when in reality he knows everything there is to know about badgers. And maybe he's like actually a badger himself. I don't know if I would go that far. And obviously, like, this whole thing is just a massive waste of time. And I have also compounded it now by showing it to you. And for that, I do apologize. I'm sorry for just bringing you more sort of vapid political commentary, but still, there's got to be a way to get around it. And I can't really think of another way to do that other than talking about it. So, that's what just happened. That's literally what it just happened. All right, that one's from yesterday. Let's move forward. In more just baffling, this really is sort of baffling political news related stuff. Bloomberg, who obviously nobody cares about and makes you think of either the really bad cable news channel or the trading terminals. this guy's gonna try to be president, and this just seems like a giant other smokescreen. There's just it's hard to keep track of them. There's so many smoke screens layered on top of other smoke screens that it's really hard to get through any of them. But right, this guy has infinite money, so he doesn't care. Apparently, he reached out to some of the actual sort of popular people doing Instagram things and doing memes, and yeah, paid them actual money to make posts about Bloomberg. And then I read this other story that somehow, doing it this way is circumventing any sort of spending money on political ads, that these aren't actually considered like advertisements because they're sponsored posts. So yeah, they are actually able to circumvent all of those rules. All of the rules just circumvented. And I definitely I wanted to show like one or two of these posts. Yeah, here we go. Right, obviously all sort of like manufactured, but the actual post is of their like DMs or whatever, and Mike Bloomberg reaches out to them. Can you post an original meme to make me look cool for the upcoming Democratic primary? To which the Grape Juice Boys answer, I don't think so, to be honest. Your vibe is kind of off. And he then responds, I put Lamborghini doors on the limousine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely pretty painful. Not going to lie about that. Right, here's another one, just real quick. Here, hello, Jerry. My granddaughter showed me this account. Your memes are very humorous. Can you post a meme that lets everyone know I'm the cool candidate? What did you have in mind? And he gives him that. Yeah, this guy obviously is a lizard, like a straight up, not even a lizard person, like a literal lizard. So, right, and this fuck Jerry is pretty funny actually. He says, "Oof, that will cost like $1 billion." To which Bloomberg says, "What's your memo?" Right, poking light at all these kind of, oh well, he's ultra rich and he has $1 billion and gull-wing doors on his limousine, but he's funny, and he also did 5 minutes of research and figured out who was popular on Instagram. So, like, we got to give him credit for that, right? But this it's like infuriating and also pretty funny at the same time. Like, what is the point of all this? Like, this guy doesn't really stand a chance at all, ever. And yet it's going forward, and this has generated, yeah, there's a ton of articles about this today. And yeah, it's, I guess, making everybody angry, but also, right? Is it working? I guess people are actually talking about this guy again. So whatever money he actually did, I doubt it was $1 billion, but whatever money he did spend seems to be actually worthwhile. And I'm sure they did all the focus groups and spent a bunch of extra money on figuring out whether this would work or not. And yeah, it appears to be working. Actually, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But that was hot and heavy today. It was really happening. Now I want to get into this weird rock that looks like two rocks, like sort of connected together. Happy Valentine's Day. But before I do that, yeah, I wanted to click on this. Okay, looks like I just had the wrong thing selected. A major just to give you a little behind the scenes, a major problem I'm having these days. I only have one monitor when it comes to either my music making, sound effect machine, and then also just the same exact monitor for the video streaming. Resolve OBS computer. So anytime I want to actually look at what's going on my music thing, I have to switch the screens, and then there's a bunch of buttons that have to get pressed. Not that this is really important, but it did give me enough time to switch the screen and turn the keyboard on. So maybe just for that it was worth it. Details pour in from New Horizons visit to a Kuiper Belt object. Now, honestly, this looks surprisingly similar to that other weird fused rock thing that they found. What was that? You guys know what I'm talking about, and it's like the Hayabusa asteroid. Bear with me. Okay, okay, I guess it looks a little different. Or no, was it the other one? Ultima Thule. Is that the same one? Yeah, that's the same one. Okay, I guess I'm on the same page here.
But now it's like that part of the show when the music's already playing. I guess I didn't get to all the details that I wanted, 'cause I was having some technical difficulties. But that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it doesn't work exactly the way that you want it to work. But just like I'm saying, that's okay. We do the best with what we got. And I'd say the best you can do is usually not good enough, but I'm just gonna say it's good. Nice work. Try again next time.
So, yeah, that's I'm still just gonna call it there. We'll go on to other things, but yeah, just think about on this Valentine's Day. Think about the chance of two rocks floating out in millions of miles of space, and like all of the things that have to happen to come together. One gets deflected off another thing, and then maybe their orbits get adjusted, and all those things have to line up for them to smash together. And then I'm also pretty sure we live on a toroid, and this is an electric universe, and these were actually sort of fused together by a plasma event, possibly from a planet or some other sort of plasma-built celestial body, and that's what actually fused these things together. But just to stick with the metaphor that they had to travel all those miles and all that distance, and it led them to each other, and now they're just they're fused together forever until something comes along and tears them apart. I guess that's also possible. Another possibility is that this is a fully CGI image, and there was no Ultima Thule. It's just yet another sort of code dropping wink, nod to everybody in the know together, because, right, obviously naming this Ultima Thule has a lot of implication, deep esoteric meaning, and obviously some friendly connections to the Nazis. But we're already at the outro here. It's not really time to get into those kinds of details. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up on this particular stream. See, I knew it when I started the stream. I was like, you don't know what's gonna happen. I couldn't have predicted that the audio was gonna break. That I would not be audible for a larger portion. But the show goes on anyways, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you writing things in the chat, and generally just being cool people. I haven't met anybody that I'm like, that guy's lame. Take it easy, guys and girls. Much love. Much love. Much love.